Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Nordic Game Discovery Contest qualifying round at AZ Play Bilbao. We are more than pleased to have here Teddy and Jacob presenting this qualifying round for the Discovery Contest organized by the Nordic Game. I would like to introduce you Jacob Rees, who is going to lead the event. So please, Jacob, thank you.
Well, hello. My name is Jacob Rees. I am Program Director of Nordic Game, and I'm also the host of this qualifying round of the Nordic Game Discovery Contest. Before we begin, I will just talk, because I love to talk. So, first of all, I would say a big thank you to Hafo and his team for letting us be here. It's a big honor. I have yet to play all the games downstairs, but I must say it looks really impressive. I can't wait to go down there and play some more afterwards. But before that, we have a contest here. And this is the 8th round of the Nordic Game Discovery Contest. And I have a little something I'm going to show you here. Yeah. Can we get it up there? Yeah, there he is. Yeah. So, the Nordic Game Discovery Contest. It's a live pitch competition. And we have selected from a submission process 5 games that will go up here on stage to participate. We are in the second season of the contest, and this is a little something. Oh, that was not what I expected. Oh, there you go. So we started off in Malmo, then we went to Bucharest, then we got to Vilnius, and then back again to Ljubljana, and up there at Kajani, and we went to Skövde in Sweden, and down to Athens, and then we went to Portugal, and back and forth, and now we're there, and then we are up there and down there, and yeah, all in all, a lot of different qualifying heats. Where we will find talents all over Europe, and then the big finals will end at Nordic Game in Malmo, Sweden on the 23rd to 25th of May. How many of you know anything about Nordic Game? The whole of the jury, I like that. That's good, because then I won't bore you while I will tell you this. So, last year we kicked off the first season of the Discovery Contest, which is a live pitch competition. Game projects and game developers go on stage to pitch their projects towards a jury. This is actually from last year's final in Malmo, where a Finnish guy is pitching his game in front of this jury panel, and I don't know if you can recognize any of these guys there, but the Japanese-looking gentleman in the middle is Fumeto Ueda-san from the creator of Ico and Shadow of Colossus. So a big thing about doing this contest is that you actually get to pitch your project in front of a string of prominent game developers and profiles within the industry, not least here, as you can see, these group of fine experts. So the team that won last year was called Team Okmo. They won with this game called Okmo. It was released, I think, 3 weeks ago on the App Store. It's a competitive mobile game, a speedrunning kind of game, and it's doing extremely well. So it's not because they won last season, but it's just to make you understand that it's a great opportunity. So what is it you win? Well, as a qualifying round winner, you will win a seat at the Nordic Game Conference next year. There you go. And what is the Nordic Game? Well, it's a lot of people meeting. The entire Nordic Game industry meets there. All the big studios, all the medium studios, all the small studios, and a lot of investors, publishers, and media gather there to get smarter, but also to network and to celebrate. This is from the theater. This Ueda-san again discussing with the CEO of Massive Ubisoft, the creator of The Division, about the philosophy surrounding the games. And a Finnish game won, and this is how Finnish people celebrate. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, that's weird. And then further on, the Nordic Game Conference is it's not only about knowledge, it's also about celebrating. And this is from the big annual dinner we are doing. 1,000 people gather there to have fun and eat. And not least, Nordic Game is a lot about hugging and love for the industry. So even if you don't win, you should come. Even if you don't come, you should sponsor us and talk to Teddy there. So I think that was it. And then I have one final thing to do. Just a minute. I'm really not used to this, but where is it? This is a word from our sponsors, I think. No? There you go. Thank you, Apodil. So if you should sorry about this. So if you should be so extremely good and lucky to win the whole shebang, then there will be a bunch of prizes waiting for you. Not least a monetization prize from Apodil, fully fledged PR campaign from Plan of Attack, a lot of guaranteed coverage in different YouTube channels and other media, and a lot of other prizes. Last year we even had final tickets for the Champions League finals, right? Pretty cool. And also you will all the finalists, they will gather and have their own expo during Nordic Game, where they will show their games to the more than 2,000 people that will be there, so they can check it out. So now I'm done talking, and I will leave the word first of all to the contestants, obviously, but first we need to hear about you guys. Who are you? Can we do a short presentation? I will hand you a mic, and starting with you. Oh, and some sound maybe? Yeah, it's good.
It's okay. Hi everyone. My name is Juan Manuel Moreno. I am the creator of Nivel Oculto, one of the leading independent video game media writing in Spanish. I have participated in different books about the video game, and I write it in different online paper media exclusive of video games and general press, like El País. I have been writing about the independent video games for more than 6 years, and my vision of this time of games is focuses on the work about the product. Uh, I understand the independent video games has to aspire to offer something completely different from mainstream or AAA. So I usually bet on titles that go in that direction. My English is a joke, and I find it's very difficult to talk about myself, so good luck for everyone. Thank you.
Hi. Hi. My name is Raquel Meyers. I'm an artist. I work with all computers like Commodore 64 and Teletext. And I work with animation, performance, and I have a close relation to the indie games. And I also a demo singer. And that's it. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Miguel Alba. I have all computers too at home. I like them a lot. And yeah, during the Jacobs talk, I had an issue because I have a program for my talk later, and yeah, I didn't remember where my code was written. So maybe there's a coder in the room that can help me out.
I hope so.
Apart from that, I'm here to actually as a jury for asset play. Well, I've been working in games for a while, and I moved to Berlin a while ago, and I've been co-curating, organizing exhibitions for Indie Games Festival called Amaze. Yeah, I hope everyone have fun with the talks and presentations. Yeah, good luck to everyone.
My name is Coldo Gutierrez. I'm a co-founder of a cultural magazine because I'm a cultural journalist. The magazine is called Revista Cactus. It's an independent magazine where I write about movies, music, comics, and of course, video games too, especially independent games. And I also write in Night Games. So it's a pleasure to be here.
Whoa. Yes, good morning. My name's Tim Cheney. I'm happy to be the youngest guy here. What are people laughing for?
Yeah, don't laugh because you're lying.
Anyway, it just goes to, I started publishing games in 1984, so it just goes to prove that once you get into games, you're really stuck for the rest of your life, guys. So you may want to think of something else. Anyway, I published games for Commodore in 84. I joined a startup called US Gold in 85. It became the biggest software publisher in Europe by 89. First company to go public on the London stock market. Joined Virgin when it was a $1 million turnover company. Got it to 200 million in 3 years. We sold it to Blockbuster for $250 million. I did a management buyout of the company a few years later. I moved to Spain. I did a management buyout of the Spanish company. Then went back to the UK, started another company. We took it public on the AIM market in 2012. And nowadays, I just look at things through the eyes of a publisher. I just look at I look at these presentations and think about how you package them, the assets you use, the things you say to present them to the publisher. And I reach out to about 500 publishers at very, very high level because I've been around a while, and try and get money. I've currently got about $15 million worth of games that I'm trying to get $15 million for, which is not easy. But anyway, that's me. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So a very experienced panel waiting here for the contestants. Before I present the first contestant here, just want to walk you through the rules very quickly. Each of the contestants have 5 minutes to present their game, and after that, 5 minutes Q&A with the honored jury. I will be very harsh on the time, so and I will cut people off. It's my favorite part of this job. After 5 minutes of the presentation and so forth. After that, I will take the jury out for a spin, and they will decide the winner. And the winner will be announced tonight during the award show, so you don't want to miss that, right? So, we're ready to go. So, the first contestant is AI Pixel Games with the game project called A Place for the Unwilling. Give him a hand.
So there it is.
Ready?
Yeah, cool.
3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you. Morning, everybody. I'm Luis, and I'm going to be talking about this game called A Place for the Unwilling. But before that, let's just watch a small teaser. Cool. So, oops. Yeah. What is this that you just saw? Preferred and Willing is an open world adventure set in a Victorian city where time is always running. And this last part is quite important because time is always running and you can't get stuck. Like, even if you are just standing in your room, the ending of the story is coming closer. You could complete the game just standing in your room for hours. It's probably not the best way to do it. I wouldn't do it, but you know, you can do that. Let me talk real quick about the team behind the project. We are at Pixel Games, and we are a small team from Madrid. We made a game called Missing Translation that got over 500,000 downloads on Steam. Are we rich? No, the game is completely free. We are that dumb. And we are always doing small games for festivals and trying to be really active. For this specific project, we work with a team of 15 professional writers. They have national awards, and they run TV shows in Spain, and they have so much experience. And we also work with Konstantinos, who besides being an indie game journalist, he has a really weird job. And he works designing virtual cities for really big companies. For example, he did the city for Frogware, the Sinking City, I believe it's the name. And getting back to our game, now that you know the people behind it and everything, when people take a look at Preferred and Willing, what you see is like, oh, he's walking around the city, he's talking to people, he's picking up items and that stuff. Like, what's so unique about this game? It's what is it making it different? And we like to call it a narrative sandbox because basically you start every day in your room and you are free to do whatever you want. You do kind of have a goal. You are a trader, so it may be a good idea to go around, buy, sell stuff, try to earn money. And what you realize is that whenever you are going around town, things will start happening. Maybe you'll find Miles, which is this kid from the poor quarter who is always trying to prank those from the upper classes, or maybe you'll see this poster from a theater play that you'll be able to see. There's a lot of things happening around, and you can interact with them. What it's keeping our city so alive is a cast of 15 characters who live their own life. They have their own routines. The game lasts 21 days, and they have extra events for each of those days. So even if you are not doing anything, these characters are keeping the narrative going. And you may be thinking, wow, like, there's 21 days with a lot of characters and documents and stuff to see, and that's too much information. I'm not going to be able to see it all. And that's kind of the point. You only see a small part of the game, and so will the other players. So each narrative, each story for each player will be unique. You won't be picking, like, branches on a dialogue, but actually having a unique story. Our production started 2 years ago. We're pre-production. We went to Kickstarter. We reached our goal. We've been working on the game full-time since then. We've been showcased in super cool showcases all over the world, like Left Field Collection, Castle Connect, big festival, of course, Acid Play here. We've been lucky enough to have a lot of exposition in press. These are some old quotes, but actually Game Informer published a new interview with us last night, and it's really cool. It's really long. And yeah, we're basically trying to finish content complete and QA, polish, talking to publishers, and take it to PC and hopefully consoles next year. And that's it.
Wow. I'm a little bit angry I didn't have to cut you off, but I'll get my revenge later. Let's go on with the Q&A with the jury, and the time is running now.
Hey, can you repeat it again? It was a bit fast. No. Yeah, it looks really intriguing, actually. My concern could be like the pace of the game. How do you see? Could it maybe say us how is the flow of this game? How catches the player and how keeps the attention on the events of the experience?
Yeah, so when we do the pitch of the game, we lie a little bit. I mean, it's still an open world game, and you are free to do whatever you want, and you are kind of the responsible for picking your own goal. But we do have what we call hooks. Like, we have some major story events, and it's hard to avoid them. Like, maybe some of the characters will come to your house and tell you a bit about them. Maybe you'll see them on the newspaper, or maybe you just see weird stuff happening in the city. So basically, we create like 5, 6 different narratives that are really cool and really detailed. And we think that since it's a game where you aren't just trying to be the more powerful. Like you have one narrative about trying to control the city or being rich, one about helping the poor quarter, one about just making characters happy. We think that every player will find something that they like, and that will become their main goal in the game.
Do you have the money to finish it?
Yeah, we do have the money to finish it, though right now we are talking to several major publishers to make sure they cover for QA, localization, and part of the development costs as well.
Do you have the money to market it?
Yeah, well, I mean, we do have some money to market it, but we would like to come with more money to market it and the experience of people who really know how to manage that kind of money.
Which are the platforms you are planning to release?
Could you repeat that? It's super low, your mic.
What platforms are you planning to release?
Yeah, so right now we are aiming for PC for several reasons. The first being that when we were looking for a new concept, we were looking at narrative games, and there are some more narrative games such as Sunless Seas that are doing really good on sales. And it's like, oh, there seems to be an audience, and a decent audience for this, but not everybody is doing this kind of games. So we try to study our public and try to make things that they like, and they play mainly on PC. So we try to focus on PC, but the whole game, both in terms of design, which if you play it downstairs, you'll see we use a gamepad, and also in terms of the engine and everything, it is meant to be easily portable to consoles. So some publishers we've been talking to, they are like, oh, let's go for PC first and then consoles, and one or two were like, oh, let's just do everything on day one. So focusing on PC, and let's see what happens.
Your last game was free download, you said, on Steam?
Yeah, I mean, fully free, like not like a free-to-play game with ads, that's fully free, yeah.
And this is premium?
Yeah. Yeah, basically, when we were doing our first game, like we were really starting out, like right now we have some medium-sized games and over 50 jam games, and we have more experience, but when we were starting with that game, we barely knew anything about games, and we were like, wow, making a decent game, one that isn't terrible, seems like a huge challenge. And getting people to know it, it's also huge. And getting money out of it is, wow, like, how about we only pick 2 out of the 3 challenges for this project? And it went pretty well. Like, a lot of people played. We got over 15 award nominations. And, yeah, it was more to get the experience and get out there, yeah.
Are you planning to produce further elements, about physical elements or anything that complements the story from the game?
Yeah, like I said, we have 15. I don't know if we are a small team and we don't have publishers, so I think I can talk about this. But besides the physical rewards that we plan because of our Kickstarter campaign, I said we had 15 professional writers that wrote like huge detailed backgrounds for each of the characters, and these are kind of independent writers who work with some book publishing houses in Spain. And we did talk to some book publishing houses, and the idea of making an anthology with tales about these characters did come out, so that might be a thing.
And the time is up. Thank you very much. So we proceed with the second contestant. It is Relevo Video Games / Virtualware with a game called Mind Taker. You need to set it up first. I won't start the time before you're ready.
So it's great to pitch the game to you guys. This is Mind Taker. Let's talk about this game. Let's go straight. This is an exploration survival horror game with cat-driven puzzles, whatever that means. I will explain it a minute later. We want to come up with a great story for the game. We want the tension. We want the atmosphere of the horror game with a cool story. So you start being a detective. So you need to go to a house to check a crime scene. So everyone is working there, your colleagues, and you find out that going to the place that you know the place, because it's the neighborhood when you lived when you were a child, and the house was the house of one neighbor. That's the classic ugly woman that is like the witch of the neighborhood. So you come there, being a grown man, being a detective, but find out that there's a crime, and the crime is that that woman is like hanged in the house and is dead. So you need to analyze the crime and then check everything. So people, you start to investigate, and they tell you that you need to go upstairs. You go upstairs, you analyze things. So, and in a sudden, you hear like an explosion. Everything's come dark. So you open your switch or your torchlight, go downstairs, and you find that everyone is dead, and you see the woman and a cat under the woman just looking at you. So you understand that the cat is the key point here, but I want to state that we won't make a game, a horror game, just relying on jump scares, gore, extreme violence. That's not the thing. We want to be creative both in the story and especially in mechanics. What the game stands is for game mechanics, and the core mechanics is all about the cat. Of course, we have here puzzles of taking objects, taking keys, open doors, open boxes, of course. But there is an upper mechanic layer. That's the behavior of the cat. Right in the beginning of the game, the cat comes closer to you, and it kind of gives you a safe area, a protection. Okay? So when you are with the cat, it's like no troubles. But when you run outside the cat, there's an energy bar that starts to decrease. And when the energy bar becomes to zero, there's a spirit lurking around the house that comes and haunts you. So you need to come back to the car and recover the energy again. So during all the gameplay and the puzzles, you need to check the new behaviors the cat is going to show. So your puzzles are like limited by the cat. Also, the cat helps us with the storytelling, because at first you think the cat is good because you give the health. But soon you start to feel like a puppet because you are going where the cat is leading you, because you can only go where the cats go. So it's like he's bad, he's good, and so on. So we are playing with the cat, especially in mechanics and also with the storytelling. The game is 100% compatible with the VR. It's like kind of the Resident Evil 7 scheme or business model. It's a premium game. We already have a demo. We are showcasing in lots of events. We are happy we are getting some scares out of some people, so that's really cool. The game will be out first in PS4. We already have the deal with the platform to do so. Also, we are going to make a limited edition, a physical edition of the game. And we are planning to release also on the PC. So it's coming this April next year, and some months ago on the PC Steam. Also compatible with Oculus Rift and HTC Vive. So I think that's all, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, and continue with the Q&A with the jury. Here we go.
Okay, you say you have a deal with Sony. Does have the company give you some advice or suggestions about your game, or they give you absolutely freedom?
Yeah, we already published games on PlayStation platform. We did a game for the PS Vita. We did a game for PS4. We already have contacts with the platform here in Spain, so we already talked with them. And yeah, they gave us some advices. We are taking some of them in account and others not, because some others are perhaps going against the core of the game. So we are like hearing them, listening to them, but they are not forcing us to make anything. We are making the game just as we want it to make.
Is the whole game inside the house?
Sorry? No. It's the core of the game is inside the house, but there are like more different scenarios. You can play outdoors, you play also in the house, and then there are other places like a police station. But the core of the game, most of the episodes of the game happens in the same house.
So how big is the game? How many hours of gameplay is there?
It's about 4 to 5 hours, not taking in account the collectibles and so other things that are made to expand the story. It's about 4 to 5.
I was just going to say, I think you're right in your presentation to mention VR as like at the end, because the appetite for VR is not great yet. So underplay VR, it's an add-on. It's not intrinsic part of the game, I don't think.
No, we are
in terms of
we are
market.
working in VR, but it's not an exclusive game for VR because we thought that a little studio as we are, we can rely on a game just for the VR. So we want to target a bigger audience. So we are really working hard to make the game appealing for both playing with traditional controls and both the VR. So we are being really aware of that, but it's like for target for everyone.
Okay. You have a cat that forces the player to stay in specific area. I understand that need of the control over the players, especially in VR. But what mechanics have you include so the player does not sit on rails?
Yeah, but imagine the cat can, for example, run away. So you need to hear the meow and see the things that the cat has dropped down. So you need to follow the cat and go back to recover energy where you are losing it. Or in the contrary, the cat can stay still in the door, for example, like scratching the door. So you need to solve the puzzle, but going back and forth, trying to open the door, but out of the influence of the cat. So you are working with the tension of looking at the spirit will come out because I will run out of energy. So also the cat in one part of the game, I don't want to spoil the fun to anyone. The floor breaks and the cat go to another different floor. So you need to try to get the way for the cat to come up again. So we can be really creative. So the game is, as I said, not just take a key, open a door, but make some complex puzzles and really surprising.
Just one more thing. The whole game takes place in the dark, even outside?
When you play outside, it's like in some intermission or prologue of the game, so they are not dark. It's like daylight. The dark parts are just indoors.
So I have to ask you the question, how do you do horror in daylight?
Sorry?
How do you get horror across in daylight?
Do you get?
How do you transmit horror?
As I say, there are like intermission parts. There are parts when it's like calm down tutorial parts or relaxing times in the story. So we don't need to get that terror scenes when outdoors. It's like telling the player outdoors is like safe. So outdoors you can experiment, you can make some things, or you can hear the story and understand the story because the player feels safe.
All right, thank you. Time is up. Thank you very much. And we will just continue straight away with the third contestant. It is Zeus Software with the game title Mo, or Minimal Over Wheels.
¿Qué es lo que está puesto aquí? Okay.
Just say when and we are.
Yeah. No, I think it will work too. Okay.
Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Okay. here is Mo, Minimal Over Wheels. As you see, it's a cars game. Okay, Mo has been developed by two persons, Raúl López and me, Julián Oliden. I'm the programmer. Some facts about Mo. Mo is a single-player game. It's available only for mobile, for iOS, for now. Next week it will be available in Android. You play it using gestures in the screen or using a gamepad. Okay, it's a paid game, pay once game. It costs €3.50, and doesn't have any kind of advertising of purchases inside it. If you can define Mo only in one sentence, it's a virtual drive simulator inside an arcade video game. So we took the real-life concepts of traffic signs and driving rules and used them to create a video game with original mechanics that differentiate the Mo from the rest of games about cars of races. So how you in Mo, everything started when you're reading the driving manual. It's a very boring book where you have to learn a lot of concepts about driving and a lot of traffic signals just to pass the theoretical test. So we took some very well-defined concepts and we realized we could create a video game with it. So, for example, the concept of the lanes, the vehicle lights, the vehicle maintenance, the driving license itself, the concept of the points in the driving license, at least for in Spain, the zebra crossing, the crossroads, etc. So how you play Mo? Okay, you have a car, you're the driver, the car you see on the screen, and it's based in real-life car. It has gears, have 5 gears, reverse gears, and look down. He breaks down if you crash with something, and it consumes gasoline. Faster you go, the more gasoline you consume. So you're driving in a road, and there are traffic signs. You only should obey. There are challenges you have to overcome, for example, landslides, avalanches, or floods, and the goal is to reach the finish line. If you do it, if you reach the finish line without making any kind of mistakes, respecting the traffic rules, you get an extra point in your driving license. If you don't make it because you break completely your car or you run out of gas, for example, you lose a point in your driving license. If you lose off the point, it's a game over. What is the unique characteristic in Mo? Okay, it's the concept itself. Our goal was to create a game that doesn't exist, with some mechanics that doesn't exist, totally original. I mean, if you go generally to a mobile store, you tend to see the same stuff over and over again. A lot of games are based always in the same concepts. So we run away from that because it seems a lot of games have cloning each other at some point. So we do, for one side, in one side of the equation, we did a simulator when you have to, or you should, obey the traffic rules based in real traffic rules. And on the other side, we make an arcade game where you must avoid or destroy obstacles, overcome challenges, and even you can collect coins to win prizes, as you can see on the screen. And that's all. Mo, Minimal Over Wheels. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, within the time rules, I'm getting quite angry now. So on with the Q&A with the jury. Let's go.
Hi.
Hi.
The games start as a simulator.
Yes.
And ends breaking snowballs with the lights of the headlights.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Please?
I'm confused. I don't
yeah.
understand.
It's been a big problem for us. I mean, if you base your game in real traffic rules, you have a risk to make a very serious simulator. And we didn't want to do that. We didn't want to something that you should obey that kind of rules in some kind of didactic game, but added to the game an arcade kind of component. And the firing game is funny. It's like collecting coins. It's something funny. And we wanted to add that kind of, at some point, arcade game to Mo, because if not, it's a very boring book. We spent months about trying to get the right mechanics, at least for us, just to bypass the boring thing about trying to obey all the rules.
Okay, so I understand that you start like a good driver with respect the signals,
yes,
and ends like crazy driver with
no. You should obey, but it's not an obligation. You can pass all the levels and don't take care about the signal. The logical thing that is going to happen is that you crash and you die, and you lose a driving point, and if you lose a lot of driving points, it's a game over. But the logic inside the game, the gameplay itself, tells you when you start to play that the way to go to finish the levels is to be aware of the signals, the crossroads, the traffic signs, the zebra crossing, that kind of thing.
Hey. Thank you for the introduction. I think it's very compelling, exceptionally for me that I failed 13 times the driving test. Yeah. My question is, what are the next steps on the development on this game until it gets released? What is the completion status? How much complete the game is in development?
No. The game is published.
It's made. It's
made.
Done.
We thought that it's about 4 hours of gameplay, because it's a very difficult game in the end. Even for VR Mobile, it's easy to kill yourself because you can crash with traffic, with something. So people tend to go very, very, very quickly in the game, and that's it. If you go to very, very quick in the game and you don't respect the traffic signals, the velocity limits, things like that, you die. So we end up with 20 levels in the game. We planned in the early stage to make about 100, but it's a lot of work. The game, it seems simple, but it gets all information about any one of the lanes in the road. So you can say, the game can say if you are going in a forbidden lane or not. It's an opposite side of the lane, things like that.
Yeah, I'm not great on mobile games. It was a great presentation yesterday. It was one of those presentations that got stronger and stronger as you were presenting it. And then at the end, it seemed to be kind of like, okay, now anything goes. I was expecting guys to get machine guns and start shooting people. I'm not sure if it's tight enough in terms of what it's delivering. If it's arcade, it's simulation.
Yeah.
You're a bit grey there between those two. When do I get a machine gun, for example?
Yeah, it's a one. You might say one problem in the game is just that, because you are trying to get a game that differentiates from the rest. The same concept of doing something that is that doesn't exist. The mechanics doesn't exist in other other games. It's a risk because it's very difficult to send a message about what the game is doing really. So people look at the game and they say, okay, it's a race game. Like just start and run, and it may be confusing at some point. We tried in the description in the game to clarify about what it's doing the game itself. So people that buy the game doesn't feel that is not what they're buying.
All right, time is up. Sorry, have to cut you off. Yay! Thank you. Thank you so much. We will move on now to contestant number 4. It's Devilish Games with Path to Nemesine.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Antonio. I'm developer at Devilish Games. I'm going to talk to you about the main features of our next indie project, Path to Nemosine. Well, when we started to thinking about this game, we we take two basic premises. It should be economically viable for us to do, and it must serve for us to unleash our creativity, to look for artistic, narrative, and playable innovation. To be economically viable for us, the project needed to be fully developed by a team. We are 5 people. We are 2 programmers, 1 3D artist, 1 2D artist, and 1 financial and account manager. Also, we needed to keep the development time below 1 year. We are developing this game along with other projects. We develop on-demand projects for other companies at Advert Games. That's where we get the money for developing this game. Besides that, we wanted this project to be as original as it could be. So we had a very crazy idea for a game that is an infinite sum. You might have seen this technique in films and some video clips, but I think it has never been in a video game. Well, as it said, necessity is the mother of invention. At Devilish Games, we know quite well what to work with few resources, and we always try to turn our limitations into advantages. Well, we consider the game as a graphic adventure with a mix of platforms and puzzles. The main character is a girl who has lost her mind. She must dive into her mind to rescue them. There are only 3 characters involved in the story: the girl and other 2 voices enough that gradually reveal parts of the story. We try to keep the narrative minimalist. Is open to player interpretation. So when the game ends, we try to keep a feeling in the player, so he can keep thinking about it. The player's confusion is also part of the experience, and the art and the sound has been designed to generate different sensations in the player, such as discomfort, anxiety. It's something weird. Well, the game replay. When you can finish the game in many ways. You can follow one path that one of the voices is giving you the advices to follow, and you can you can search for another way to exit for that path, and you'll get to 2 different endings. Well, as I said before, the infinite sum and the graphic sections offer a really new experience in the world of video games. Now I'm going to show you a teaser so you can get an idea.
Calm down. You're here because you've chosen to remember. I'm going to help you. Open your mind. Rebuild your memories.
That was the trailer. Sorry.
I'm sorry, but I have to cut you off there. Time is up. I'm sorry and happy. It's some weird state. Okay, so on with the Q&A with the jury, please.
Okay, can you explain us your business model, please?
I'm sorry.
As your business model, you are
business
planning
models.
about it?
Well, the game is self-financed as we are carrying it out while we are developing other projects. So we don't need at first stage any funding from any external publisher. It would be great to get some money, of course, just to make a better marketing and a better release. But the game is going to be finished by our own resources.
Apart from that, I'm colorblind. I don't see when it's on and off. What are the channels you plan to do the marketing to announce this game? What is actually the target market, the communities for this game, and where are you going to make some press for this?
Well, we plan to release the game first on Steam for PC and Mac. And we released the teaser trailer you just have seen 2 months ago, and the social media has been well received by the public and some media. And we also plan to come to festivals and present the game just to get us know.
Hi. Yeah. Could you say, is there any risk you might have? Are you expecting some? What are your expectations actually on this game, on the financial side, and what are the risks you might have on the way?
Well, actually, we don't have any risk to finalize the project. This may sound weird, but we are going to finish it by our own fundings. The main risk is to find money for the marketing and going to events and that kind of stuff. But the main concept we wanted to go with this project is we wanted to unleash our team creativity. We are a very little team. We are only 5 people. We spend most of our time carrying out on-demand projects with customers that always say what we have to do, and that's not very creative. And the main thing about this is just to express ourselves. It would be great if we sell and get some money, but that's not the main key of the game. It's the exploration. So I think we don't have many risks.
You said you are planning to publish it on Steam. Have you considered mobile devices too?
Yes, we plan to release it after Steam. I think mobile platforms, iOS, Android. If the game is well received by the public, of that, why not consoles, PS4, Xbox One? But that's only a dream.
No further questions, Your Honor? No? Okay, thank you very much for this. And so we are at the very end. Last but not least is the 5th contestant. Please welcome Team Gotham with a game called Solo.
Right, hello, hello. Yeah, my name is Juan. I'm gonna talk to you about Solo. Solo is a metaphoric puzzle adventure in which you travel a beautiful, colorful archipelago while introspecting about love, relationships, and life. All right, let's check it out. A video.
Solo is a game about love. It is a force that drives us through an introspective adventure, exploring a colorful, dreamlike archipelago. The game begins by asking the player, "Confess, sailor, in which way does love wrap your existence?" The adventure begins by setting the sailor's gender and the gender they wish to love in-game. The narrative adapts based on this initial profile, as well as in-game experiences. The sailor travels the ocean, exploring, solving puzzles, and reflecting on life. The world consists of small islands, each with an independent puzzle to solve. Your goal is to awaken each island's sleeping totem, the guides of our introspective journey. Reach the totems using love-themed boxes. Love has no unique solution. Because of this, island puzzles can be solved in many different ways. As a sailor, you can experiment and create what you think is valid to awaken the totem. The totem will ask the sailor a question. Answering will complete the island, and a new island to explore will rise from the ocean. On your adventure, you will solve puzzles, experience unique events, and meet creatures to aid you in your introspective quest. The sailor can enjoy nature and moments of quiet reflection. You are free to play with wildlife, pull out your camera and capture the moment, or just sit on a bench and think. Truly, Solo is a contemplative and meditative journey through love, nature. Solo is a game about love.
All right, and how is this happening? How is Solo happening? We are self-publishing the game with the help of the crowdfunding and crowd investing platform called Fig. And you would say, why Fig? Okay, it's supposed less risk for us, sorry, because it's a game-focused and curated platform, which means it's not swamped like other crowdfunding platforms. And they also help us with the campaign management and PR and marketing, which is really important because it's before campaign, during campaign, and also post-campaign, which means closer to launch and everything. So it's like a co-publishing relationship between us. So we did the thing and it went cool, so great. And with the help of investors like Aaron Isaacson, which is co-founder of the Indie Fund, John Graham, which is co-founder of Humble Bundle, or Jonathan Blow, which made Braid and The Witness, which means extra inspiration and also help on design and marketing sides on like direct channels with these guys. Where are we at? We are about to close content in a few days, hopefully, and we're expecting to release in Q2 of next year on Steam and Switch, because we think it's platform that really relates with the game and the visuals and the message of the game. And yeah, press is really engaging with the game and they are happy as we are. So everything looks cool at this point and we're really happy. So thanks for listening and that's it.
Thank you. Short and sweet. So move on with the Q&A. Here you go.
There's not much to say about this. It's a beautiful looking game, and you've got it funded, and you're going to finish it. And
Hope so, yeah.
Marketing it. I mean, you mentioned Fig. How much money are you going to put behind this product to launch it?
To market it?
Yeah.
We are expecting to do like a US tour in GDC and PAX next year, and we're planning to go into the events. We applied for the Indie Mega Booth, and we are throwing at least one private party in San Francisco, inviting all the media and everything. So the budget for the US tour, since I'm going alone, would be like 6,000 euros more or less. And then depends on what Fig wants to like put on the side. And yeah, that would be it more or less.
Yeah, I think you should be thinking more like 60,000 than 6, to be honest.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
I mean, the thing is that early access or releasing on Steam seems like a nirvana. but it's not a nirvana because last year there was 4,700 new games. This year there's going to be 5,800, and to try and get your game found is becoming more and more difficult.
Yeah.
So a lot of people should see this, but they're not. It's not just going to happen. It's going to take actually probably hard cash.
Yeah, it's more about
But it's a gorgeous looking product,
Thank
as the review said.
I think in your Kickstarter campaign, you got 68,000 euros.
Yeah, it was dollars, but mostly.
Dollars, yeah. So that's what you just planned. It was okay.
Yeah, it's a bit more as planned, but it doesn't make the difference actually.
Okay, and which has been the feedback that you have been receiving during the campaign and during festivals? I think you have been touring your game in festivals, which is the feedback.
The feedback. Yeah. Oh, the feedback's great. It's really lovely to see people play the game and answer all these questions about love, and they seem to really relate with what's going on the screen, because all the questions and things are really personal, and yeah, so it seems like we getting where we wanted to get, and it's really lovely to see people like playing in couples, like couples playing the game is really fun. So yeah, feedback is great.
And I think you said that even important developers support your game, like Jonathan Blow, which it's an amazing creator. I think you said that he has been giving you advice.
Yeah, we can just email him and ask about design stuff. Sometimes he's busy, as you may think, but yeah, at least he's there, and we can just reach them out, and it's cool.
Yeah, I know you like creative control, I'm sure. If I was you, I would give this to a publisher.
What? Sorry?
I know creative control is one of those things that people like yourself relish and are proud of. I would give this to a publisher.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
give it to them, I mean, sell it to them.
Yeah, all right. It's not something that we haven't tried, but, I mean, publishers we have been talking to, they love the game, well, that's what they say, but it's like it's too risky to publish a game about love, is what they say. I'm not sure if that's 100% true, or they think the game is shit, but it's what they say. So yeah, we shoot all the bullets before and said, okay, we believe in this, so let's go to crowdfund the game and do it.
Yeah, the crowdfunding is a great idea, and you do really well on it. I'm just concerned that you're going to launch it with 6,000 euros, and it's going to die.
It's not the best scenario.
No, the other scenario is using other people's money, of course.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway.
Thank you.
I think this game is about personal questions. Can I make a personal question?
What?
I think this game is about personal questions, right?
Mostly.
Can I ask you something? Have you been in Malmo, or I think it's in Malmo, the festival, the Nordic?
Yeah.
Have you been there?
No.
It's cold.
It's cold?
Yeah.
I can imagine, yeah.
What could you do if you get to the Nordic, and how does it fit in your marketing plan?
Well, it fits great because it's close to launch, hopefully. So we're planning to release on the second quarter of the next year. So that will probably be around June, and I think Nordic is in May. So yeah, it would be a great boost. Like he said, for marketing with just 6,000 euros is not much, so maybe in Nordic we can give it a push. I don't know.
All right, thank you. Time is up. Thank you very much. And thank you so much. This concludes the qualifying round of the Nordic Game Discovery Contest. I have a couple of remarks. It's not that cold in Malmo in May. Actually, it's really, really good. It's one of the only times that it's kind of okay. Secondly, give a big hand to the contestant here today. And a warm hand to the jury for helping us out as well. And make sure to be at the awards show tonight. It starts at 8, and part of this will be the announcement of the winner of this contest. So thank you very much, everybody. Hope to see you again.